Hey there, I'm reviewing today this knife. This is the Schrade / Old Timer Middleman 34 OTB is the code. It is a 3-bladed traditional pocket knife. It was sent to me by Schrade to review. So I've hit it big, folks. Now it's nice. I reached out to Schrade. I needed some stuff to review, and they sent me this and the other Schrade knife as well. So there we go. Because it's Australia, because it's a bit more difficult to get your one-hand opening knives. Not that you can't, but this is definitely a safe knife in Australia. I suppose they want to tell some Australians that they make these knives in case we're interested in getting them. And should you be interested in this knife? Well, for the price, the materials you get for that price, and the overall quality, if you're a traditional knife fan, I think, yes, you should be interested at the very least. So it is next to two other somewhat traditional style gentleman pocket folders. Got a Victorinox Blue Cadet, and you've got a Case Mini Trapper. About the same size, about the same level of functioning. This probably becoming more of a multi-tool than these two, which are just multi-bladed pocket knives. So for a size comparison, you can see it's about 83mm long, the handle, giving you about a 72mm long blade with slightly less of a cutting edge. So it's about a 2-inch, 2.25 inch I think, cutting edge there. It's about 7 centimeters in total for the blade. Make probably about a 6 centimeter cutting edge. You've got two other knives. You've got a very small penknife blade, which is, I found, quite good for wood carving. I'll show you some wood carving with this later on. And then you've got the Sheepsfoot blade there. These blades are made out of 440C stainless steel, which is pretty good stainless for a traditional pocket folder. It is a harder steel than the Victorinox, which is 4116 or something like that. Probably more stainless, but less edge holding capability. All these knives take very fine, keen edges, but you'll be sharpening your Victorinox a bit more. And then on the other hand, you've got this case with its chrome vanadium steel. You can see it's sort of going a bit darker grey. It's developing a patina because this is a non-stainless steel, which takes a sharp edge. Probably has about the same edge holding capacity as the 440C, but will rust and just needs a bit more TLC. So what do you get for your money? You get the 440C as mentioned. You get some nickel silver bolsters, which is the same as a case knife. You get some brass pins, which is the same as a case knife, and you get some bone handles, which is the same as a case knife. So materials alone, you're actually getting more for your money than this case knife, because 440C is, yeah, it's not a high-end steel, but it's a pretty good steel. So there you go. But as comes down to the crunch with these traditional folding knives, as I said in my previous video, also for a Schrade, it's all about the fit and finish, I think. I think fit and finish serves equally or perhaps just under form and function for why you want a pocket folding knife. These are the budget range. Like if you're looking at Old Timer and Schrade, these are like your, they're not quite your dime store Excalibur or generic brand knives, but they're sort of one price category up. So this is about a $22 knife in America and probably a $30 knife in Australia. This goes up to being about a $60 knife in Australia or a $35 knife in America. And then you get your rather expensive designer ones. So you've got we've got Great Eastern Cutlery, which probably are about in the $80 range of something about this size. And then you get your sort of designer or sort of semi-custom ones made by Northwoods Knives and Tom's Choice, things like that. So, how is the fit and finish? Well, it is quite good, but it is not to the standard of a case knife. Which, that makes sense, doesn't it, really? Because you pay about 20% less or 30% less, and you get probably a fit and finish that is about 30% less good, which, all things considered, I think is just fine. It is nothing that you will notice to your naked eye. We'll start with that. There are things you only notice if you study the knife. However, if you're a knife guy, you probably will study your knife. So, on this one, the thing I notice the most is, again, the same as the other Schrade has. There we go, the last Schrade, the dog leg jack. Just the brass pins aren't flush with the bone handle. So there's a slight bump when you run your finger down there. Let's see if we can get that in focus. I don't know if you can make out those slight humps. So that is a very minute detail. Another probably less minute detail is when you hold this up to the light, there is a small space between those springs. I'll see actually if I can shine a torch through it. There we go. So you can see there is a very small space, enough for light to get through, on my thumb side, on this side of the knife. Alright? That's a space between the brass spacer and the bone handle. No, sorry, the brass spacer and the stainless steel spring. But those two are the only flaws. Positives, I love the bone. I think this looks great. I love the brown of the bone. I love how the bone changes shape. The way they've jigged it across, bang, sorry, that was my shed door. The way they've put the grooves in it makes it feel almost like a G10 type of synthetic material, but it is definitely bone. I accidentally hit a bit with my work sharp and made a very definite burning hair sort of bone smell, so it'd be, you know, some cattle bone somewhere. The blades are all very versatile. They come very sharp from the factory, great factory edges on them, great grinds. These are excellent knives for slicing food, for whittling wood, for just general package opening, box opening, and as I said at the start of the video, they are almost completely legal everywhere, which is very cool. The springs are not incredibly, there isn't a real definite snap to them, they're a bit softer, and the backs of the tangs of the blades aren't squared off, so you don't get what you get in a case or a Victorinox where the knives stop there quite definitively and then go there, so you don't get that. But as I said, you pay a fair bit less. So overall, if I was not sent this knife, would I buy this knife? Out of the two of these, I would buy this knife because it is smaller and I don't have quite the need for 3 blades. However, if you were buying a knife for a father or for someone who wasn't a complete knife guy, this is a great present, I think. It is traditional looking, it is high quality, the materials are very good, so the person who isn't a knife guy won't have to learn how to sharpen a great deal. You might just be able to do it for them if you got this knife for your dad. It has a sense of nostalgia to it. It has a very cool sheepsfoot blade, which I think I would rather they put this as the second blade on these case knives rather than the spade blade. Sheepsfoot blades I think are very cool. Great for feather sticking, and I'll roll some footage of that afterwards. Overall, yeah, I probably would buy it. If I would, and I may well pick up. I know I'm doing the giveaway of this, which I've sort of I've grown to somewhat regret because I've been carrying this a bit more, and I actually really like it. But I think I will pick up another one of these rather than this one. I think because this is a great coin pocket watch, and this is more of a pocket knife. Did I call this a watch? It's a knife, obviously. Anyway, so I'm going to give this one away. So this is the OTB, 34 OTB. To get this knife, you need to write in the comments. First you need to like the video. I want those likes. Them likes be addictive. But you need to write in the comments of the video what your first traditional pocket knife was. Yeah, that'll do. So it's what your first traditional pocket knife was, and where you got it from, and who got it for you. Just share it. Share your first, pocket knife story. And you know what? If you don't have a traditional pocket knife, just tell me what your first knife was. Just down in the comments. I love talking to all you guys in the comments. The giveaway video, the best part about that was you all chatting with me. It's good times, good fun. So by all means, do that. So that is how. And I don't care if you're overseas, whatever. Just write a comment and I'll draw it again. The big giveaway is getting drawn. I'll probably do it tomorrow actually. I think 7 days it'll be tomorrow since I put the video up. So I reckon I'll draw that giveaway tomorrow and then I'll draw this one in another week's time. So how's this, eh? Being my subscribers may start paying off for you if you're one of the lucky ones that I draw. And yeah, of course, subscribe too if you want to be a part of this giveaway. Okay, so old timer, Middleman knife, recommended. Let's roll some footage of it being used. These knives actually make really good firecraft knives just for doing your kindling prep. These little tiny blades give you a great deal of control. The same reason they're good whittling knives as well. That factory edge is really quite sharp. This is not taking much effort at all. You see some little curls there starting to form. It's quite good. Yeah, very crazy. Let's do some food cutting.